So the order in which you're going to see the uploads is different than the order in which we film them. But we just filmed a video on like a really bad pair of Jordans, at least a bad pair in my opinion. And these are not them, okay? These are awesome. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 11 Low, the patent leather version, not the IE or just the regular. Depends on what color. I'm not gonna do that, okay? People get mad, like OG heads, new heads. It's confusing.
The 11 Low is an enigma. There's just so many different...
Well, the reason why I say that is because the IE version was only the white and cobalt version, the one with the elephant print, whereas the black and red version was just the Air Jordan 11 Low back in 95, 96. But nowadays it's just called the Air Jordan 11 Low IE, whereas these are called the Air Jordan 11 Low, like the patent leather ones. So OG guys get mad and then new guys get mad and everybody should just take a good whiff and enjoy because it's awesome.
Why can't we all just get along?
Anywho, I think that these are fantastic. The materials, just like the mid-tops, are great. So it's not anything that is going to be like a big old like, oh man, why didn't they? Nope. This is one of those releases where all of this is fantastic. I don't remember what these are retailing for. What was the lows? They were 170, 180? The women's?
190.
The women's Jordan Low was 190? Okay, I take that back. It's not that good. It's not like 190 good. It's like 160 good. But anyways, the outsole right here, just like the mids, got the black traction pods, the milky kind of like translucent bottom. This is like my favorite way that these look, by the way, the 11s with the clear soles instead of it being a blue tint, even though the blue tint on the original Concord and the original Columbia was a thing. So that's kind of where they derived that from. But I do like the way that this looks. I think it looks great. And if you see images or if you're like in the market for like a used pair of the mids or anything like that, you know how like typically clear soles turn brown or yellow. This is one of those shoes where when they start to age, they actually look pretty decent still. So if you were looking for a pair, they don't look bad, in my opinion. But I do know that a lot of people prefer nowadays, you know, the blue tints and stuff like that. I just really like this milky look. I love the carbon fiber look as well. You were actually talking about that in your Air Jordan 11 Low video where it was just black and gray checkered. It wasn't purple violet or pure violet, whatever. Purple is violet kind of, but just like a lower shade. I had a little bit too much Monster this morning and a Starbucks, just letting you know. That might be why I'm sweating.
Probably.
I'm having a heart attack.
That's not funny.
But it's a little funny.
No, it's not.
It wouldn't be funny if it was true, but in the context of it not being true, it's funny. No?
No.
Well, I laugh at pain. Ha ha ha. Anyways, this still has the full-length carbon fiber spring plate. And yes, I know full-length typically means from heel to toe. It's not actually that. But back in the day, this is what they considered a full-length spring plate. So that's what I still call it because it's what I read. But I do think that it looks great. I love that when they do this with the accenting checkerboard pattern and everything on the spring plate. I think it looks great. The midsole itself is Phylon per usual. This one is so clean. There's no pimples on it. Now inside of that Phylon midsole is a full-length air unit. And yes, just like the carbon fiber, full-length back in the day meant not full-length, but this is kind of what it looks like. It's not the same exact air unit, but it's pretty damn close. I love this thing and this thing. Being able to see this stuff and pull it out of your shoe with the carbon fiber, man, if you haven't seen this video, it's a good one.
I guarantee it.
Now the insole, thank goodness, is not a piece of shit. It's actually polyurethane, so this is actually really comfortable, in my opinion. I am currently wearing the Air Jordan 1 Heritage that has the black polyurethane. It doesn't even feel like I'm wearing polyurethane, to be perfectly honest. They have already bottomed out, and I wear them almost every day. They are comfortable in the sense of no cushion, but they're not comfortable like my 85 Jordan 1s, where those are comfortable. Like, they're stiff, but when you start to break them in, that PU insole, man, is magic. And this, while not as thick of a magic PU insole as the 85 cut, it's still in there, and it's still better than Ortholite or any of the other stuff, or the black version of this and all of that. So I like that that's in there.
I like it a lot.
Now the upper is where I think the shoe starts to really shine. I am a dad. It's just natural. But we have the patent leather mudguard. I love the way that this looks. I loved how it looked before and I still like it now. I actually don't have my mid-top version, so there's not gonna be a side-by-side. But when you look at this thing, it's a trip, man, because you can see that there is kind of like texture under the patent leather, which I think is a really cool look. It gives the patent leather a little bit more depth to the design, and I think it looks great. It is actual leather this time around too, so it's not like fake coating and things like that. So you have a thin cut of leather. They did a fake texture to it, and then they put the fake patent leather on top of it, but the base layer is patent leather. You just can't see it that well because it's actually black. It's not got that white line like the mid-tops do. And then the upper on these guys is half and half. So the leather base that you were kind of alluding to on yours, saying like, oh, most of the Jordan 11 lows do have this style of upper where it's a leather base instead of the Cordura mesh or the nylon. So this is like that. It's a nice soft leather on top of that. It looks good. It doesn't look too like heavy on tumble and everything, so it doesn't look like a synthetic build. But all of the eye stay area, so where you would normally see the nylon cables, and then this back section right there is actually felt. So it's a synthetic suede or nubuck. And even though that's not a premium material, it at least looks cool. So it gives it a nice little contrast and everything. You got shiny actual leather, you've got kind of textured actual leather, and then you've got this synthetic coating or synthetic nubuck on top of that. And I just think it kind of works. And then you do have the tongue tag right there. It says Jumpman Jordan. It's kind of hard to see though, because the letters are like black on black, but it does look really cool. It makes that Jumpman stand out. This is something right here on the back that I almost talked about when you were doing your video. I just didn't want to like overtake your review and everything. But when I was doing the B-roll for that shoe, I had noticed that the Jumpman, the stitching was like a lot cleaner than it had been in the past with this teeny tiny Jumpman. In my head, when I was doing the B-roll or filming it, I was gonna be like, oh, that's gonna be a topic where I'm like, hey, you guys should make them like this, where they're, I don't know what you call this, like gel? It's like a piece that they glue onto the material and stuff. But then I had talked myself out of it being like, well, maybe they don't, because like for me personally, I stuff my foot in the shoes, like I'll crush the heels. And so with something like this, I'm like, oh, maybe it'll fall off. Because I remember the Air Jordan 13 lows, both the originals and the very first retros. The originals had a metal Jumpman, and when you would do that, it would rip off. And then the retro run, the first one, they had like kind of like this. It was like a puff paint style of like logo, and those would peel off as well. So I was like, maybe it'll do that. And then these come in, and it's just like what I was thinking. And I was like, well, it looks fantastic, because there is no little tiny bloated Jumpman. He doesn't look like one of the 7 dwarfs. He looks like Michael Jordan, just bite-sized. So when I was talking about putting the flight script on the heel tab, and everybody's like, no, they can't get it that small. This is tiny. They can. Do it. Even the 2.3 is like that. So it's not gonna stretch and peel. It could fall off. I'm not saying it's going to or that it's not. Just saying that the way that it looks, like this looks clean. And then inside of the tongue right here, typically it says quality inspired by the greatest basketball player ever. This one actually says something different. And it says inspired by the most historic season led by the greatest player ever. And then it says 72 on one side and 10 on the other, which is what this colorway is all about. It's all about the Bulls 72 and 10 season. I mean, I guess that's true. He did lead the team, but man, I wonder what Scotty thinks about this. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size, so whatever you typically wear, especially in your Jordan 11 lows, that's what I would go with. And what do you think about these? As a lady, would you rather wear this colorway or the pure violets?
Probably the pure violets.
Because it's a girlier color, or just because it's more attractive?
I just feel like it would flow into how I dress more.
But if you wore black and everything, you'd probably wear these?
Yes, if I became a ninja, these would be it. I'm just kidding, because I feel like when I walk around in 11s, I sound very clunky, so these would be a horrible ninja shoe.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a good shoe. You never know. Like if you were a ninja, what shoe would you wear?
Ooh.
That were not ninja shoes.
Yeah, they can't have toes.
What?
Like they can't have like the toes.
Oh, okay, I got you. So yeah, type away, guys. Go for it. Also, do you like these? Like, are you happy that these are back but in low top form? I personally think, you already know, do this to everything.
Every color.
A high and a low, doesn't matter. Just don't do Motorboat Jones 2.0s.
Stay tuned for that video coming later this week.
Yes.
There's a lot of that.
There is. But that pretty much takes care of it. So thank you guys so much for everything. We'll catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.